celebrate cinema at these fantastic film festivals. Our final fantastic festival is the oldest one in the world. The Venice Film Festival takes place in the attractive city of Venice, Italy, and begins in late August or early September. It's part of the Venice Biennale, a cultural event that also features art, architecture, theater, and dance. And if you're wondering whether the Venice Film Festival is open to the public, the answer is yes. Regular people can rub shoulders with the stars at this high-profile event. At this event, everyone wants to take home the Golden Lion. But there are many other prizes available. One of these is the Venice Immersive Grand Prize, which is awarded to the best extended reality work. This includes things like virtual reality and 360-degree videos. Another cool thing the festival does is support young filmmakers through its Biennale College Cinema program. This gives them money and advice for making films on a tiny budget. Film festivals are magical events that bring people together. There are many more than the ones mentioned in this article, so why not check one out sometime?
Hi everyone, and welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Elsie.
And today we're concluding our article about film festivals. And we've got one last festival to cover. Let's check it out right now. We begin by seeing our final fantastic festival is the oldest one in the world. So not just in Europe, where all these are, but in the world. And it's fantastic, which is one of those adjectives that means really good, the same as excellent, brilliant, wonderful, amazing, and of course fantastic as another one of these words. You might say, for example, the meal we had last night was fantastic. I want to eat at that restaurant again.
首先呢，我们看到 fantastic 用来形容这个我们即将要介绍的影展。那 fantastic 这个形容词呢，就是极好的、很棒的，可以用来形容人啦，或是事物都可以。所以给一个形容人的例子，比如说 look at him， 看看他 ，he looks fantastic， 他看起来棒极了，棒透了。好，或者是呢 she did a fantastic job， 他做了一个很棒的事情，他做得很好，很棒。那相反的可以用 very bad 或是 terrible，
awful
这些都可以。对。So what's the name of this fantastic film festival we're talking about?
The article says the Venice Film Festival takes place in the attractive city of Venice, Italy, and begins in late August or early September. So we're describing Venice as an attractive city. That means it is pretty, it is beautiful, it's appealing to the eyes in some way. Its buildings, now of course if you know anything about Venice, you know it's got canals, it's got famous places, St. Mark's Square, you're right on the water, all of this other stuff. So it's attractive, it looks great, it looks wonderful. Here's another example of how we can use this word. The hotel has an attractive front that many people stop on the street to admire.
那我们今天要介绍的这个影展揭晓就是威尼斯影展。那举行的地点当然就是非常迷人的威尼斯。所以我们用这个 attractive 来形容这个地方，好，是吸引人的、迷人的。那这个字当然也可以用来形容人，对不对？好，那动词呢是 attract 这个字，那名词则是 attraction。像是呢我们在 Day 2当中提到的 tourist attractions 指的就是观光景点，也就是吸引人的地方。
So the Venice Film Festival isn't just an event on its own. The article says it's part of the Venice Biennale or biennial. Again, I'm not quite sure how the word is pronounced. I'm going to say biennale because I think it sounds fancy. But it's a cultural event that also features art, architecture, theatre, and dance. So there are all kinds of different arts going on here. There's stuff about buildings, there's plays on stage, there's dance performances, there's pictures and paintings to see. It is a cultural event. The word cultural means it's related to culture. So the arts, the language, the traditions, even the food and so on, of a people, of a place. It's just anything like how people behave, people's history, people's the things they create to show off their skills. So you might say, for example, going to Florence in Italy was a wonderful cultural experience. I saw so many amazing buildings and art museums.
Cultural 这个形容词呢，就是文化的或是文化上的，那可以用来形容很多不同的名词，像是呢 cultural traditions， 那就是文化传统 ，cultural differences， 那指的就是文化差异。那我们一定要知道文化这个名词怎么说，那就是 culture 这个字。所以我们说到呢，威尼斯双年展，它以这个艺术啦，还有戏剧、舞蹈，还有建筑等为主要的内容。那建筑学就是 architecture.
Yeah, they show off these cool buildings, new ideas in building and how to make houses probably more sustainable these days. A lot of building and architecture design is all about sustainability and things like that. If you remember that word sustainable from day one and what Berlin Festival was doing. But let's get back to Venice. And the article says, and if you're wondering whether the Venice Film Festival is open to the public, the answer is yes. So it's like the Berlin one, anybody can go if they just buy a ticket, unlike Cannes where you need an invite. And because of this, we see, as the article says, regular people can rub shoulders with the stars at this high-profile event. So this fun idiom we've got here, rub shoulders with somebody, to rub shoulders with someone, that means to meet and talk and share a space with somebody in a friendly way where everybody is kind of equal. And we often use this to talk about when people who don't normally meet and hang out would do that. If, for example, you're in your first week at university, there would be social events so you can rub shoulders with new students and maybe professors and so on. I think of one where I went on a sports tour in New Zealand a long time ago where me and a group of other fans went to 3 big games, watched the team play, the England team play. And at the end of that tour, the England team went to a big bar and that...
You were there?
Yeah, that was the first time they said, okay, it's the end of the tour. We want to thank our fans for coming. So you normally haven't been able to see us. We've been at the team hotel. But this time you can come, you can chat to us, you can shake hands and we'll interact with you. And we will rub shoulders with you. So yeah, I got to kind of meet and briefly talk to a bunch of sports players for England. That was really fun.
Rub shoulders with somebody 其实你看字面还蛮有趣的 Rub 是摩擦，那 shoulders 那就是肩膀，所以你跟这个人摩擦肩膀代表呢你要跟他来往，那可能是重要的人或是名人，那这边呢用 high profile 来形容是引人注目的，备受关注的，这个复合形容词呢常用来形容人，也可以用来形容事件、活动或案件。如果是一个备受关注的案件，可能是比如说杀人案啊之类的，你可以用 high profile 来形容它，我们会说 a high profile case.
So we mentioned the bears at the Berlin Festival and the Palme d'Or at Cannes. What have we got here? The article says, at this event, everyone wants to take home the Golden Lion. So that's probably the big prize. But there are many other prizes available.
好，我们说到金熊奖、英雄奖、棕榈奖啊，这个是金狮奖，好 Golden Lion 是他们的最高荣誉。那当然还有其他的奖项。
Now we're going to introduce a particular one of these, which is going to be a fairly new prize. We see one of these prizes is the Venice Immersive Grand Prize, which is awarded to the best extended reality work.
好，这个奖项的中文是威尼斯沉浸式内容竞赛大奖。那这边用到的 immersive， 好，它的意思就是沉浸式的、身临其境的。那后方呢有一个很重要的用法，它把 award 拿来当动词以及被动使用哦。Be awarded to， 那就是奖项被颁给点点点。这个奖项是颁给最佳延展实境。什么是延展实境？英文我们说是 extended reality。Yeah,
it's basically stuff that's involving new technology to change the way we see and experience and think about things. The article gives an example. It says, this includes things like virtual reality and 360-degree videos. So a video where you feel like you're in it and it's all around you, or VR, which is something we've talked about in the past here at English for You.
是的 ，Virtual Reality 指的就是虚拟实境，这也包含在这个延展实境里头的。
So, yeah, this is a cool prize because it's looking at modern technology and some of the new cool things that people are doing with film. But that's not the only fun thing that's interesting about this festival. The article says, another cool thing the festival does is support young filmmakers through its biennale or biennial college cinema program. So what is this? What is this program? The article says this, the program, gives them, young filmmakers, money and advice for making films on a tiny budget. So yeah, if you're young, if you're ambitious, you want to make movies, but you don't really have much money and you're not sure how to get started, you might be able to get on this program at the festival and learn about what you need to do, how you can do it, especially on a tiny budget. The budget for something is the amount of money you have to spend either on just one project or thing or over a period of time. People will often work out their monthly budget. They say, this is how much I'm going to spend this month. And then they'll break it down, like this much on food, this much on rent, this much on entertainment, this kind of thing. So you might say, for example, here's the budget for our vacation. We should try not to spend more than this.Budget 这个名词指的就是预算，好，那预算有年度的，有每个月的，你就可以用形容词来形容它，好像是呢 an annual budget 年度预算 a monthly budget 那就是每个月的预算。那当你用 tight 来形容 budget 的时候呢，代表你的预算是紧缩的，像是呢 I'm on a tight budget 那就是我手头很紧，那 on a tiny budget 那就是预算很少。So that's a bit about Venice. Now we're going to move on to a general conclusion for all 3 days about the article and the idea of film festivals in general. It says, film festivals are magical events that bring people together. The word magical doesn't necessarily have to mean actual magic like you might see in a movie or a storybook. Magical here means something that's amazing, it's wonderful.And it's got this kind of mysterious quality about it that's really enjoyable, it's very attractive, it kind of touches you in a way that you can't quite explain. Here's an example. Tanya's first date with Mikey was magical. They went skating on a frozen lake and then watched the sunset together.
Wow, sounds very romantic. Magical 这个形容词呢，就是神奇的或是迷人的。那在课文里面呢，用它来形容 events 就是这些的事件活动，为什么那么迷人呢？因为它们可以 bring people together.
To bring people together means to unite people. It gives a group of people something in common that they can all enjoy or all experience, and it makes them feel closer, like a big event, like a big party or a fireworks show.Like the New Year's Eve fireworks at Taipei 101, that brings people together. Everyone enjoys it. Or when an international sports team wins a big competition, it brings the whole country together to support them and celebrate the win.
Bring somebody together, 那就是使点点点团结或是聚集。所以影展们啊，这些 film festivals 确实是有 magical， 就是神奇迷人的力量，可以将众人聚集在一起。
So the article concludes by saying there are many more than the ones, the film festivals, mentioned in this article. Yeah, like I mentioned, the Sundance Festival in the US is a big event. There are small ones. You know, there are like at Halloween, you'll see horror film festivals. Maybe at Valentine's Day, you might have a romantic movie festival,
right.
Short film festivals, like amateur movie festivals.These happen all over the place at different times of the year. And the article finishes by then saying, so why not check one out sometime? The phrasal verb check out means you go to see or experience or sample something in some way. Like, hey, there's a new restaurant, let's check it out. Or this movie looks interesting, you want to check it out sometime?Check
something out 那就是瞧一瞧某件事，所以呢世界上有这么多不同的影展，好，我们可以在某个时间去瞧一瞧它们到底是怎么一回事。那这个某个时间某个时候就可以用到 sometime 这个字。
Exactly. The adverb sometime just means at some time in the future. You're not specifying exactly when. You're just saying, yeah, like maybe in a month or two when we're both free, the next time we meet up. So it could mean sometime next week. You're not being specific and making a plan. You're just making more of a suggestion that you could do something in the future. You might say, for example, hey, we've not seen each other in ages. Let's grab a cup of coffee sometime and catch up. Now, when I see this being translated from Chinese, and I hear people say something similar in English, people often seem to translate it as next time. I see that when in kind of students writing a lot or saying a lot like, oh, let's go and do that next time.
Right.
Now, I think it means the same thing. It doesn't mean very exactly the next time we meet up. It just means the same thing as sometime, like someday in the future.
Because in Chinese we say, oh, 下次我们一起去.
Right, but it doesn't specifically mean the next time.
Right.
So if you guys are trying to make that same expression out there, next time doesn't quite mean the same thing in English.
So use sometime.
Use sometime, exactly. So if you want to, let's meet up sometime, let's go see the movie sometime rather than next time. Because for a native English speaker, next time would mean the very next time we meet. And that might be more confusing. Oh, like next time? When is the next time? We don't necessarily understand unless you've experienced this phrase that you just mean sometime in the future.
Right, 所以有时候我们会被中文影响，好，影响到我们的英文。中文说，我们下次去干嘛？那其实就是未来的某个时候。好，所以不要再用 next time， 我们要用的是 sometime。那比较一下，什么又是 sometimes？ 你在后面加了一个 s， 它就是频率副词有时候哦。好像是呢 ，sometimes I drive to work and sometimes I take the MRT。有时候我开车去工作，有的时候我是搭捷运。好，这个跟字尾 s 拿掉的 sometime 意思又完全不一样了。
So that brings us to our final chat question for this article. Which of the 3 festivals sounds the most interesting to you? Why?
I think the third one sounds the most interesting to me because I can rub shoulders with some celebrities.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like the Venice Carnival has a tradition of people from different ranks of society mixing together under masks. So I guess it's the same idea.
Yeah,
Venice sounds pretty cool, and it's definitely a cool place to visit. But I would go with Cannes.
The second one.
Yeah, just the really high-profile, fancy nature of it. And you don't get to rub shoulders with celebrities in the same way, but going to oh my God, I've seen this person out here. I think secretly spotting them and getting lucky like that would be more exciting. And just being in a French coastal beach town in May also sounds like perfect weather. You know, it's amazing. Even if you don't go and see these movies, there's just going to be such a buzz about the festival. It's just going to be a really cool thing to be there.
Right, even though it's invitation only, you can still go there.
Yeah, and you can visit Cannes and sort of just get swept up in the atmosphere. Right. But that brings us to the end of our article. Thanks for sticking with us for all 3 days. For English for You, I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Fantastic. The weather during Kyle's beach vacation was fantastic, with sunny skies and perfect temperatures. Attractive. This is such an attractive apartment. I really like the designs of the living room and bedroom. Cultural. The cultural program at the museum featured traditional dance, art, and music from several countries. Budget. Maggie wants to buy a new car, but her budget is quite small, at only 90,000 NT dollars. Magical. Visiting Santa's village in Finland is magical. It feels like you're really in Santa Claus's home. Sometime. I don't want to buy a new car right now, but I probably will sometime next year.
智慧小补帖
Architecture. High profile. Extended reality. Virtual reality.